Okay, so we're going to start with types of angles, okay? We have two different things that we do. We have to do naming angles and classifying angles. And often students get those two things mixed up, okay? So naming an angle, if you've got an angle like this, A, B, and C, and there's your angle there, how would I name that angle? Who can remember from last year? There's various ways that you can do it. Oren? No, you've classified it. Amir?
Can you just do A, B, C, or C, B, A?
Yes, so remember though, there's a symbol to show it's an angle. If I just wrote A, B, C, what would I be naming? The line, not the angle. So, 5 different ways that you can name this, okay? So, A, B, C with a little hat in the middle. The hat means that it's an angle. C, B, A with the hat in the middle. Okay? Angle sign, A, B, C, or angle sign, C, B, A. Bless you, because remember, obviously, the angle can go there, 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 or there, there, there. Now, that's what you say to an angle when it's sad. There, there, there. See, right, okay, and then there's one more way of doing it, which isn't the best way of doing it, but is technically correct, but we'll talk about why it's not the best way. Anyone remember? It's literally just angle B, okay, or B with a hat. Now, why is that not the best way to name an angle?
Because say you've got another one coming out from the middle,
Good.
then you don't know which one's referring
Good.
to.
Say we have an extra ray like that, and you only named it angle B. Well, which one is it? Is it the big one? Is it that one? Or is it that one? So now that we've added an extra ray, this angle here would be called what? ABD or DBA. What would this one be called? Yep, DBC or CBD. Now, you've got to remember, I tend to use the little hat because that's just the way I was taught, but in Australia they do tend to use the angle sign more, okay? But either way is correct. So is everyone happy with naming? Okay, now classifying, okay, that's when we talk about the size of the angle. So let's draw some. So we'll have this one. This one. This one. Remember, there's 6 different ways that you can classify an angle. Okay. What's this one called? Acute. That's right. And what about this one? Right angle? Yeah. As I said, this should all be revision for you. This one? Obtuse. Don't forget your hand. This one, Desmond? Straight, well done. This one? Reflex. And my particular favourite, we have to say it in a French accent in this class, it is a revolution. Okay? Okay, yes?
How come you have to have the dot on the straight and
Well, because it just shows that it's an angle, okay, that it's going all the way around, or else it might look like a drumstick or a xylophone thing or something like that. It's just convention. That, I mean, you could technically, if you wanted to, put the dot on all the vertices, but it's just it shows that it goes back to there. Okay, so acute then is less than 90 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees exactly. Obtuse is what?
More than 90.
It is more than 90, that's right, but less than 180. Okay, so it's more than 90 degrees, but less than 180. Okay, straight angle, 180, that's right, nice easy one. Reflex. Montana? Right, look at how we've classified the obtuse angle and use that as a pattern. Louis?
More than 180 but less than 360.
Well done. More than 180, but less than 360. And then the revolution. Who knows how to say it in French? Okay, so how many degrees is it? It's 360. Does anybody know how to say it in French? Ah!
You know how to say it.
360. Okay? 60. Yeah. 360. Okay, so these are the classifications of the angles. So we've got the you name them by using the letters, okay? Because here obviously you've got ABC, which is the big angle, and then you've got ABD and DBC. Classifying them though is to do with how big they are. Don't mix the two things up. Okay, how are we going? Everybody written them? Good. Okay, can I rub it off now then? No. Okay. So what we're going to look at next is a few angle relationships. So cast your mind back to last year and see if you can remember what any of the angle relationships were that we learnt. Or when I come back to you. Okay, can I rub these off now? Okay. So when we're talking about angles in geometry, there are three crucial numbers, okay, that you need to remember. And if you can remember these three crucial numbers, it will help you with everything that we're going to do. So what are the three crucial numbers? Can anyone have a guess? What do you think? Go on then.
90, 180,
Well done. So our three crucial numbers are 90 degrees, 180 degrees and 360 degrees. And of course 90 degrees is a right angle or a quarter of a revolution. 180 is a straight angle or half a revolution, and 360 is the revolution. So if we're talking about right angles then, and we've got an angle like this is a right angle, and we've got two angles like this. So let's actually label them. We'll have W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So who can give me then a mathematical sentence using what we just relearned about naming angles to give me a relationship between those two angles? Who can remember what the word is? So if you can remember the word, that's great, but if you can actually give me the mathematical sentence, that's even better. Go on then, Tyler. Okay, so WXY, angle WXY. Now either put the little angle sign in front of it or put your hat. And what's the other angle? Say that again. Yeah, ZXY with a hat on. Why is it really important that X is the centre? The middle letter.
Because that's the angle you're measuring.
Yeah, and what's that called? What's that point there called? It can be the V. Vertex, that's right. So X is the vertex. We'll put that in. Anyone remember the plural of vertex? Vertices, that's right. Okay, so angle WXY and angle ZXY are what? You've got the first letter right.
Corresponding. congruent? Is this same
They're not congruent. No, they're not the same size. I heard it. Complementary. That's right. Complementary.
Another one's supplementary.
Yes. Now this is spelt differently. It's not like this angle sort of says to this one, oh, you're a bit cute, or you're acute angle. It's terrible. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm sorry. So it's nothing to do with that because that's complementary with an I just there. Complementary means that they are the complement of each other. The other way that it could be written is that WXY is the complement of, complement of ZXY. So you will see it written both ways. WXY and ZXY are complementary, or that WXY is the complement of the other angle. So now, of course, if you were given that WXY equals 50 degrees, you would be able to work out, wouldn't you, the size of YXZ. Yeah, because you would work it out, because you'd add them together, wouldn't you? So, WXY plus ZXY will equal 90 degrees. Okay, if WXY is 50 degrees plus ZXY is 90, how would we rearrange that so that you get, rearrange the formula to get ZXY on its own?
50, 50 take 90 equals
Think.
ZXY.
Would 50
Oh,
take...
90 take.
That's right, you'd rearrange it, wouldn't you? You'd put 90, subtract 50 degrees equals your unknown angle, okay? So that's complementary angles. They are the 90-degree relationship. Now, the next one works exactly the same, the names are different though. So let's... Can I rub this off yet? Right, so you can, if you've done that, you can be drawing your next diagram. L, M, N, and O. So I'll have this angle here and this angle here. And we should be having little arrows on all the angles really, but I do forget. Okay. So, using what we've just done as a model for you to do the next bit, tell me the relationship of those angles. Name them and give me the relationship.
There's M, N, L, and there's
Yeah,
L,
so
N, O.
angles, I'll do an angle sign this time. Angle sign MNL and
L, N, O.
LNO are what?
Supplementary.
Supplementary, that's right, supplementary. Okay, how would we write it the other way? Angle sign MNL is the what?
Supplement.
The supplement, that's right. Is the supplement of L, N, O. Okay? And together they will make, so M, N, L plus L, N, O will equal what?
180.
180, that's right, 180 degrees. Okay. All good? Is this all coming back to you from last year? Excellent, okay. Very happy to see some really nicely, neatly written notes. Well done.
Is it because we changed the 180 angle that we started using supplementary?
Yes. So complementary angles add up to 90. Supplementary angles add up to 180. Now, technically, if we're going to be really fussy, these angles are what? They're something supplementary. There's another word that we slot in there that begins with A. Can you remember?
Abstract?
No, you are this with Gareth. Matilda is that with Jasmine. Adjacent, well done. Adjacent. They are adjacent supplementary because they're next to each other. Now there is another set of angles that are supplementary, this time in a polygon. What do you think the polygon might be?
Square.
Right, there's another set of angles that are always supplementary, okay, and they are in a polygon. Which polygon? Thank you. Yeah. So, in a triangle, okay, so we've got angle X, angle Y, and angle Z. That's another way that they can be written. So, in a triangle, X plus Y plus Z are supplementary. But they're not adjacent supplementary because they don't share a vertex. Well done, that's right. So they're supplementary but not adjacent supplementary. Very important when we do tomorrow, when we look at angles in parallel lines, that you remember the adjacent supplementary bit because that is quite important. Okay, everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
So the last one, we've done 90, we've done 180, the next one's going to be 360. Yeah, that's right. So, we draw that diagram here. Let's put this, this, and this. Let's have A, B, C, and D can be the centre. Okay. Okay, so who would like to give me a sentence about those three angles? Go on then, Lachlan.
A, D, C.
A, D, C.
And B, D, C.
Well done. B, D, C. And
B, D, A.
B, D, A. Are what? You can remember. Angles around a point. You remember now?
Angles what?
Angles around
So that's probably
a point. Now, you can have it can say angles about a point. So you can also have angles about a point, or it can also be angles at a point. Depends which textbook or whatever. I think MathSpace uses about, I think, but I'm not sure. But any of those is fine. If you know if you're doing it in MathSpace and you have to choose the relationship, if you put angles point, the right one will come up. Okay. So what can you tell me about angle ADC, BDC and BDA? They're angles about a point, but what do they add up to?
360.
360, that's right. So, ADC plus BDC plus BDA equals 360. So if you were given this one, say 130, and that one's 120, the way that we've got to find BDC, don't we? So this is the best way to set it out. If you do 360, okay, subtract and then put those other two in the bracket, 130 plus 120, that's a good way to set it out, okay? Because then you can do 360, subtract 250 equals 110. Now, the only other thing that's slightly more complicated for you this year is that you may well be given something like this. Okay, and then it might, yeah, exactly. Sophie's just gone. And then this time though, you might be asked to find out what x is. So the way that you would do it is just like we've done here. You would find the value of the angle, and then if 2x equals 110, just divide it by 2. You just halve it.